Peace, family. This is Brother Logas. And on this spiritual Sunday, we're going to switch it up. We're going to change it up. And actually, it's going to be a whole new way of doing things now, because God, or the universal God, has spoken to me as he has spoken to me. He or she has spoken to me many, many times, which is the reason why I'm going down this path in the first place. Trust me, this is not a path that I ever expected that I would go down. But I've always been a big listener to what the universe tells me. And that is now to start, in a sense, for lack of a better word, start to minister. Now, this ministry, I'm still working on the name of it. It's not based on any particular faith, okay? It is the acceptance of all faiths, and some may disagree with that, and that's totally understandable. But when you think about it, do we not live, or I live, right, in America? And in a sense, we're trying to spread this message around the world, which is the tolerance for all people. So if we're going to practice what we preach, then as a spiritual institution, rather than a religious, but I'll accept it if you were to call it a religion. As a spiritual institution, should we not practice it even better than a government institution? As far as the tolerance, right? Now, I like to take a step further. It's more than just tolerating these different spiritual practices, different religions. It's about understanding, comprehending, right? Absorbing, intertwining. Why? Because when you intertwine different cultures, different beliefs, different people, different systems, you create a better nation, a better country, a more powerful group of people. So imagine when you do the same thing in the spiritual realm. It's a beautiful thing. So this is my ministry. This is how it will start. Now, why would I do such a thing? Like I said, I follow what the universe tells me to go. So most people would be worried about money. And I understand that. And some people should worry about money because that's part of your path. That's part of your purpose. I do teach people that. I show people that depending on your particular karma. So it's a deep thing, I understand. But money has never really been an issue for me, even though I've had my ups and my downs when it comes to money. But over the past 7 years, I've made close to $750,000, right? So, God, the universe definitely blesses me with the money, and it will also take it away from me, not out of consequence, even though it can, but because of transitioning. So whenever it's time for me to transition, the universe will not necessarily take the money from me per se, but maybe in a sense that the universe does, the universal God does, so that I can let go of that last thing you just had. Yes, you had a stability in this route, okay? Yes, you have a degree in this particular field, okay? But that's not your purpose. Your purpose was just to learn certain things, to go through certain trials, tribulations while you were here in college. And now it's time to move you in this direction to become a speaker, right? Even though it's very, very, very difficult to make any money. And I've barely made any money as a speaker in particular, right? Even though I've become a very, very good one. So the universe has moved me, right? And put me in a space, even when at the time when I was with my son's mother, and I had my son, and at the time 2 or 3 years old. But God's like, I got you, you need to go this route, right? You borrow a little bit of money from your parents, but you're gonna be okay. And then because I believed in what I was feeling, and at this time I'm not really spiritual per se. At this time, I'm not in the church. I'm not, practicing what I'm practicing now, definitely. But I could feel it though. So I just went that route. I'm glad I went that route, because then I went to making, it took about a year's time, but then I went to making 50 grand a year, right? Which depending on where you live is actually very, very good. So then going from there, But I already knew, even when I first started that new position, 50 grand a year, not speaking either. I was still speaking, just wasn't really making money with speaking. It was actually personal training. So then I moved, or I didn't move, but like I was moved by the universe saying, okay, your time is up. You've done great. Now it's time to leave that. Now it's time to write your book, to finish your book. I've been writing, to finish your book, to leave this position, to leave this field. And, you know, I left and I lost a lot of things. You know, my family officially then broke apart at that time, had no money at this time. So now it's like, am I going to be able to feed myself or sustain myself? You know, not just try to, you know, sustain my son and his mother. Once again, I believed. I just knew it was right. And I was able for the next year to, you know, scrap up money by selling my book door to door, because that's what God said, that's what you need to do. And you'll be, if you do that, you'll be good. I got you. You know, God had me. So then we come into the fold where I then meet someone a year later and we collaborate with each other in our businesses. And we were able to blossom a business that already existed. I was able to help blossom that business and turn it into something beautiful, to something, you know, very, very, you know, lucrative, basically. And so right before I even became homeless, after that year of struggling with the books, then boom, something pops off and I'm good once again. And now it is time for another shift. I've been good. I've been financially very successful for the past few years, and now it's time for that next shift. That shift has already happened. As you can see, it's already happening. This is just the route it has to be. And now I have to leave. Now I have to move forward on the next chapter in my life. Not because I necessarily wanted to, but this is just the way that the universe is moving for me. And it doesn't feel comfortable. None of my transitions have ever felt comfortable, and no transition will feel comfortable. And this is the story of everyone's life. So my life is not something that is magical. It is just a testimony. But this testimony comes with an understanding. It's not so magical that I can't explain it, or I can't even show it to you. I could actually physically show it to you using a certain specific type of ancient science. It can be shown to you in multiple ways. So I say these things to say that God's, universal gods, universe, spirits, whatever you want to call it, the plan is to essentially follow your intuition, or the intuitive ones. The plan is to follow the conscious knowledge that's downloaded to you, or from those who do receive that downloaded knowledge from the universe. That's where your purpose most clearly comes from. Your purpose is already built inside of you. Everything that you've gone through is to prepare you for your ultimate purpose. Some of us are living that purpose. Some of us are living it, but are just at a certain stage of the process and haven't fully gotten to the crux of it, because you are not the person that you need to be. You haven't learned what you need to learn, or you just haven't fully accepted it. Okay? But a little bit of advice though, an advice that I've always followed for myself. Why? Because I don't know, it's always just been in me, which is, don't worry about trying to become the person before you jump into the role. I'm not saying you shouldn't prepare. I'm not saying that you shouldn't research. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be trained. But that's a cookie cutter way. It's not That's not the route for everybody. That's actually probably not the route for most people. You're going to get a certain level of training. Yes, a certain level of preparation. I agree with that. But essentially, you're going to have to, no matter what, when it comes to your true role in life, when you jump into that role, you're not going to be fully prepared or fully transformed when you jump into that role. There are going to be certain aspects of yourself that are not quite ready, and it's going to show, and it's going to be exposed, whether it's by people, whether it's by business, whether it's by politics, whether it's by your health. It will be exposed. Okay. That's part of the process, though. There's certain things you cannot become until it is exposed. So I'm going to end it right there. And I'm still organizing how this thing is going to go based off of what the universe is bringing to me. Just when I think I have it molded together, like this is how I'm going to do it, the universe of God brings some more information, some more wisdom, some more data, some more like, nah, wait, hold on, add this and then do this, or wait, you're going to push this here, then, so it's a role that I'm jumping into right now, right? When I thought I already knew what the role was, and it's like, nah, this is just the beginning. This is just creating. This is just the avalanche that I just created into your life. And now your whole life is about to shift. And I see it shifting. I didn't realize this was going to happen, but I'm not surprised because this is how shifts happen. And it's going to make you uncomfortable. And I'm just used to being uncomfortable at this point that I'm here for it. So we will continue to grow this ministry, this spiritual practice, this group, this temple is not meant for you to follow me forever. It's not even necessarily meant for you to follow me. It is meant for you to learn from me. It is meant for me to help guide, and as I guide you, you guide me. See, because if you're not guiding me as I guide you, then it's not really an exchange, truly. Right? So if I'm able to be guided as I guide you, then it's a true exchange. That means it's a true level of guidance, because it should be a reflection. All things should be a reflection on some level. We should be able to find that reflective energy, karma. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll continue to make the daily videos on Instagram, but then I'll start to put videos on YouTube and more videos on Facebook. I'm going to rearrange some things so I can do these videos live. This is pre-recorded, obviously. I'm gonna do them live. I'm still putting all the pieces together. I just want to share with you why the journey is going this way, because I'm here to support you. I've never been worried about people supporting me. That's why you're not gonna hear me talk about support me. God is already supporting me. The universe has already supported me all the way up until this point through different people and in different ways. So I have the support. The question is, am I supporting you? That is my particular purpose, is to support you. And the more that I move in that route of supporting you, the more I will be supported. And that's just the way that the universe works. But we'll go deeper into it, because once again, this is not everybody's route. This is just my route. And then there's other people who have similar routes, but understand, no two people have the same exact route or the same exact purpose. Definitely don't have the same exact experiences, right? Because you're 1 out of 7 billion people, which means your spark, your light, your consciousness from the Creator is very specific to you. And because it's very specific to you, that means your life is